can't afford a brand new home and don't necessarily like the idea of living in a high-rise. So over the next couple of months, we're going to show you what a lot of Australians already know, that granny flats and dual occupancy are a great option. So whether you're looking to downsize or you need to house a family member or you just want to create a second income, no matter what your budget, we're going to have all your options covered. So tonight, it's Granny Flat 101. Life keeps getting better all the time. Something's happening in suburbs right across Australia. Actually, it's been happening for a while now, but recently it has been going through the roof. I'm talking about granny flats. Now, lots of people are thinking about them and even more are building them. But why and how and what do you need to know to join the granny flat party? Kenzie and Melissa are about to embark on their own granny flat journey. They're building one on their property as a home for Melissa's mum Kathy and her partner Andrew. So I was going to ask you the inspiration behind the granny flat, but I have a feeling she's in your arms.
That's right, yeah.
Who's this?
So this is Evelyn, and she's 6 weeks old.
Wow.
And yeah, we absolutely love having her around, but obviously looking forward to Mum looking after her once the granny flat's built.
So it's a big decision. Was there any hesitation from you at all, or were you just ready to be as close as you could to your granddaughter?
It wasn't hesitation, but we recently retired, so we thought that would be the great idea to be near my children, my grandchild.
What were your requirements then?
We wanted to have a little cozy house, and then that's really appealed to us. And Andrew is an artist; he paints, so we can do that on the porch. So that was really our aim.
Time to enjoy yourself.
And then we are trying to enjoy it.
So Kenzie, you've obviously done the comparisons. How does the cost of a granny flat compare?
Essentially, we'll be building a 2-bedroom granny flat. In the price range of 150 to 200,000.
Wow.
So in comparison to something else like a 2-bedroom apartment, it's about 20% of the cost. The way the house prices are at the moment, it's a no-brainer.
Oh, we're excited to watch it all happen and unfold.
Yeah, so are we.
So what is a granny flat? Basically, it's a small self-contained dwelling either attached to or separate from an existing home. Maximum living space can vary depending on what state you live in, but say in New South Wales, for example, it's 60 square metres, similar in size to a 2-bedroom apartment. Kenzie and Melissa are opting for a detached granny flat, sitting beside their house on a corner block. It'll have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, kitchen, living area and a large front veranda. So each state and territory has different requirements and you will need to check with your local councils. But if you're thinking about a granny flat, there are a couple of boxes that you need to tick. So let's take New South Wales as an example because this is where Kenzie and Melissa live. The laws have recently changed. So if your block of land is bigger than 450 square metres and has a 12-metre frontage, in most cases you won't need a DA or development application. Now, you still will need to go through a private certifier just to make sure everything's above board. But what it will mean is that your project will get greenlit earlier and you'll be able to move forward with minimum fuss even quicker. Once you've decided you want to go ahead, the next decision you need to make is how you want to build it. Are you up for being an owner-builder? Do you employ a builder to look after it or hire a specialist granny flat company to manage the whole process? Now, Kenzie and Melissa have gone for the latter, a specialist granny flat building company. Now, it is the more expensive option, and my one bit of advice to you would be this. If you are going to go with a specialist building company, make sure that you have done your research into what inclusions come with the build. Because once you have signed on the dotted line, any extras that you want to add after the fact, whew, you will pay for them. Different companies will have different inclusions, so make sure you get a full list because granny flats are no longer just a converted garage, they're a complete build. They help with housing availability and affordability, but make sure you know what you're paying for. I've got to say, I'm a little bit surprised. We have not had the greatest weather and I was half expecting just a slab to be down, but this is great. Is it getting exciting now you see it come together?
Yeah, absolutely. The walls are up and we can see the end now, so it's been really good.
Kenzie and Melissa are building a granny flat for Melissa's mum and partner. They've chosen a specialist granny flat builder over a basic DIY option. And our finance expert Sarah Leslie has some great tips. For
For example, you might be able to separate your loan from your existing debts so that you can focus on paying off your non-tax deductible debt first. Because it's not just about getting the cheapest interest rate, it's also about making sure that you've got the right loan structure so that you can optimise any tax benefits you might be entitled to. And this is where a flexible lender can be important.
So before you consider building a granny flat, investigate the tax situation. Also, decide how you want to manage the construction and be very clear on the different options. What was actually the final thing that got you guys over the line with actually going with a specialist granny flat building company?
I think because the company was local, and they sort of covered everything, and we were able to communicate with them what we wanted, and they just sorted everything out for us.
Another huge benefit of having someone to do everything for you is the speed. From the start of this build to completion will only take 15 weeks. And if you plan to rent your granny flat, the sooner it's finished, the sooner the money will start to come in.
It's gone up so quickly, we can start measuring and, you know, looking at what furniture goes where, and, you know, it's a really exciting time.
Now, there are some more decisions you'll need to make regarding the ongoing management of expenses.
Whether you have relatives or a tenant living in the second dwelling, you'll need to consider whether you're going to have shared or separate water, gas and even electricity meters. And who's going to pay to maintain the yard? As always, regardless of who the parties are, whether it's family or not, it's always a great idea to have it all down in writing.
By week 7 of the build, the exterior is largely done. And in the next couple of weeks after that, the interior really starts to come together. Wow, it's inside where you can see the real changes taking place. I mean, the beautiful thing about a build like this is once you've got your roof on, everything can be done inside. So now we've got all the plaster up, the electrical's in, tiling all throughout the house for ease of cleaning. In the final few weeks, the project really comes together as floors are finished, fittings are installed, and big ticket items like the kitchen take shape. It all really does happen very quickly, and after 15 weeks, the new place is looking brilliant. We've been following the Valtangi family as they head into the world of building a granny flat on their property. Jason's been helping with the landscaping, while Tara's lending a hand with the tough task of downsizing from their 4-bedroom home.
Most of the furniture that Kathy and Andrew decided to keep from their old place will go into the bedrooms, so that leaves me this main living area to play with. Now obviously this is a lot smaller than what they've come from, so this is going to challenge my downsizing skills. Wish me luck. Being open plan, this space doesn't really have a focal point. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to make one with Andrew's painting. So here above the dining table is where this painting will sit. And the great thing about it, it's really modern in its style. It's got this great white frame so it feels open, light and airy. It's filled with colour, so I'm going to use this as my styling inspiration for the whole space. Kathy and Andrew had a big round table at their last place and they absolutely loved it. So I think this is a much better choice.
The reason being that when you do have a thoroughfare like this, when you know that people are going to be walking through it a lot, you can tuck the table in closer to the wall, but when you know you've got guests around, have a cup of tea, a meal, you can actually give yourself a bit more space. But really...
I can do that.
See, there you go.
I can do that.
Didn't really need 2 of us. Gorgeous.
Oh, this is it. This is the lounge.
Compact.
I know. Watch this. You know how short I am. 1, 2.
That's pretty funny. That's with her gorgeous little legs. I could do it in 1. Alrighty.
Is it heavy?
No, it's not too bad. Tell you what, I like the material.
It's good, isn't it? Do you know, I think when most people are choosing a sofa, especially for a small space, do you know the legs are one of the most important things to check out on a sofa in small space living? Because if the sofa comes all the way to the floor, it kind of takes up more space visually.
Yeah.
Whereas having just this little bit of height just makes it look lighter and airier in the room.
So the illusion of more space than you've actually got. Okay.
That looks good.
Do you know what? It is tight. It's very compact, but when you sit down, that's fine.
That's all you need. There's plenty of room.
So we're going to watch the show?
Better Homes Friday night?
Yep.